Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a Children's ABTV. I'm Reem.
And I'm Ali. Thank you for joining us. The Quran established rules for mankind with regard to every aspect of life. It guides us through relating stories from the past. It reveals mysteries and predicts events in the future.
The Quran is a healing and a cure. It brings peace to a heart and soul. Let's bring peace to our hearts now with beautiful recitation from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء ذات البروج واليوم الموعود وشاهد ومشهود قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Our next shir comes from the work of Imam Ali, peace be upon him. Here's an extract from Nahj al-Balagha.
My dearest child, have I ever told you about the time when there was a man who lived long before we did? The first man to accept the faith of the Prophet, Ali, son of Talib. He was a wise man who entrusted us with his words. We mustn't ever forget about these words. Now, my child, read this sermon out loud for me, will you, dear?
Yes, Grandma. Life. O God, send out for us your rains, your bounty, your provision, and your mercy, and give us water in a measure that would benefit us, so it quenches our thirst and makes the land green with grass, where with all that has withered may grow, and come to life all that has died. A rain which brings abundance, produces plenty of fruits, watering the plains, flooding the valleys, dressing the trees with foliage, and bringing the prices down. Surely you are able to do whatever you will.
Oh, that was lovely. That was lovely to hear, my little one. Now let's close this book and keep it in a safe place before we go to sleep.
Where shall I put it?
Put it on that shelf, dear.
The one over here?
Yes, right over there, next to the red book.
Here?
Aha, that's the one.
We often think that people from 1,000 years ago were living in the Dark Ages. But in Muslim civilization from the 7th century onward, there were amazing advances and inventions that still influence our everyday lives. 8th century potters in Iraq revolutionized pottery by developing a process called luster that made clay objects look as though they were made of precious metals.
Charity is not only giving money to people, it's also like being kind to people.
You need to help them and you need to give money and everything and toys so you can get the world from God.
Charity means when you give money to the poor people.
Food or money or clothes, and you give it to the poor people to go to Jannah.
But it's also being kind to people and respecting other people.
Donating money to the poor, giving your time to help others, and a smile is a charity too.
The different types of way of giving charity are money, kindness, time, and smiling. The different types of ways to give charity are smiling, giving food, giving money, giving toys, and time.
It is the third pillar of Islam. Being charitable and providing for the needy is important to a Muslim person. We should always help the less unfortunate.
People give charity so that they could remove difficulty from their life and also help the needy, the orphans, and the poor people.
We went to the cinema and they took our Arabic school with us, and all the money that was given to An-Nur was taken to charity.
Yes, me and my sister, when we were 7, made rainbow looms and sold them for charity.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, children. I hope you are all doing well. And today I am here with another beautiful story for you all from the Holy Quran. Are you ready? You know, boys and girls, I really like this story. In fact, I remember when I was a little girl. My mummy told me this story and I loved it so much. So I cannot wait to tell you this story because it really is a miracle and I know you're going to love it so much. This story is called The People of the Cave and it's about a group of men who slept in the cave. This story is not about a prophet, but but it's about the followers of a prophet, okay? But I'm not going to ruin the story for you now. Let me tell you the story from the beginning. Okay, let's begin. This is a true story. It happened a long, long time ago in the lands of the Roman Empire. The followers of Prophet Isa, which some call Prophet Jesus, they used to spread the teachings far and wide. They told all the people there is only one God, believe in him. And they wanted to make sure the word of God remains. The king of the Roman Empire was called Decius. King Decius did not believe in one God, and he was against anyone who believed in him. And he tried to put the followers of God in jail. Many people of the town heard of Prophet Isa, and they heard of one God. Among them were the men of the cave. Allah guided them, and they became true believers. The king came to know about these men. He sent his soldiers to capture them. He said, "Anybody that believes in God will be finished." The soldiers looked for them all over the town, but the men managed to get away. They left the town and they ran into a nearby forest, and they went in and in trying to get away. As they ran for their lives, they prayed to Allah. As the Quran says, they said, "Oh Lord, show us mercy, show us your mercy, and look after us." Suddenly, they saw a cave hidden away. "Oh look," they said, "there's a cave over there." They looked around and made sure no one was looking, and they went inside. They were so happy. This is the perfect hiding place. Nobody can find us in here. But they were also very tired. They lay down on the ground in the cave and to have a quick rest, and they closed their eyes. Soon they fell asleep. And guess what happened? If I tell you, you're not going to believe me. Allah kept them asleep for around 300 years. How much? Around 300 years. 300! That's a lot of years. And they did not wake up, not even once. They did not drink anything. They did not eat anything, and they didn't even make a sound, nor could they hear any of the sound outside to wake them up. No one knew they were there for all those years. The Quran does say that sometimes they would turn on their sides while sleeping, on their left side and sometimes on their right side. Just like we do when we are sleeping, we turn around a lot, don't we? They also had a dog with them, and he slept too, also around 300 years. The Quran said that he was stretching his legs across the entrance of the cave. You see, the entrance was very, very deep in the forest. The entrance was always in the shade. So most people did not even notice that there was a cave there. And the few who did notice the cave, the Quran says that these people were very frightened because of the darkness of the cave, or if they went inside, they would have been very scared, so they would have never dreamed of going inside. The sleeping men were completely safe. When the right time came, Allah woke them up from sleeping, and they got up very stiffly, and they stretched their hands and they stretched their legs, and they looked up and they saw the sun. They rubbed their eyes and one of them said, "Oh, how long have we been sleeping here?" The other one answered, "We must have been sleeping here for a day, or maybe part of a day." They had no idea that they had been sleeping for more than 300 years. They felt hungry. One of them put his hands in his pocket and he took out some silver coins. He took it out and he said, "Let's get some food. We are hungry. One of us can quickly go into town and buy something from the market. Just make sure that the king's men don't see you, okay?" They had no idea that the king's men have long gone, because it's been hundreds of years. So, one of the men walked into town, but something strange. He noticed that everyone was looking at him. The people thought, "Where on earth did this man come from? And why is he dressed like that?" The people were so confused. They knew automatically that this man looked like someone who had come from the past. The man from the cave was also confused. Why does everything look so different? Why are people dressed differently? Why do the shops and the market look different? So he went into a shop, he got some food, he tried to ignore it, and he went to pay the shopkeeper with the silver coins. The shopkeeper looked at the silver coins with surprise. He looked at the coin, and then he looked at him. And he looked at the coin, and he looked at the man. And he was confused. He said, "Where on earth did you get this old money from?" He thought this is a very ancient coin. Where did this man get this coin from? Maybe he has found an hidden treasure or something. So a curious crowd surrounded the man and people started to gather around him. People began to ask him all sorts of questions and they wondered, where did he come from? They asked him, "From where have you come from?" "Well, you see," and then he said, "Well, you see, we have been running away from King Decius and his men, and we went into a cave and we slept, and now all of this." This is what the man from the cave said. He was very confused. "King Decius?" said the people. "King Decius and his men have died a very, very, very long time ago. There's a different king now." Soon they found out the truth. These men had been asleep in the cave for around 300 years. They had slept safely till the truth and faith spread everywhere. That's a real miracle, right? There is no doubt that Allah protects people who believe in Him and trust Him with their lives. This story tells us that those who put their entire trust in Allah will be helped by Him, even if it's from unknown sources or even a miracle. After this video finishes, if you want to read more of the story or if you want to read the story in the Quran, you will find it in Surah number 18, verses 10 to 26. Okay, that's Surah number 18, verses 10 to 26. Now, to end off today's video, it's question time as usual. Let's see how much you've been listening. Question number 1. Why did the men run away from the town and go into the cave? Number 2. How long were the men sleeping in the cave? Number 3. They had an animal with them. which animal was also sleeping in the cave? And the last question, what lessons did you learn from this story? I hope you enjoyed today's story. This is a story that I really like. It's so interesting, isn't it? A real miracle. So join me tomorrow with another beautiful story from the Holy Quran. I hope you enjoyed today's story and I wish you all the happiness, inshallah. And as always, stay happy, stay safe, and inshallah I will be seeing you tomorrow with another story from the Holy Quran. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan.
Each world religion has a different name, but their core values are all the same. Bringing love, peace and kindness to everyone, we can all learn together and have some fun. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zain Ali Rajbali. Welcome to me and Ari. Today's topic is Judaism. Where does the word Judaism come from? One of Prophet Yaqub's sons, Yehuda, is from where Judaism is derived. Do they believe in God? Jewish people believe in only one God, like Muslims. Are there any prophets? In Judaism, prophethood stops at Prophet Musa, Moses. Do they believe in an afterlife? Jewish people, like Muslims, believe in a resurrection day at a time when God chooses. And this is one of the 13 principles of faith. Do they have any holy books? The Hebrew version of the Old Testament is made up of the Torah, law, Nevi'im and Ketuvim, prophets and writings, Tanakh. Jewish people believe they were written under degrees of inspiration and therefore have order of importance. What food can they have or not have? In Judaism, food must be kosher and only certain types of meats are allowed, including lamb, beef and chicken. Shellfish and pork are also not allowed, and slaughtering must be done by a trained, ordained Jewish person. Do women have to cover their head? In Judaism, women are not allowed to walk out with their heads uncovered, and if they do, they are thought to bring poverty. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with some more Ari.
Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan, Ramadan ya Ramadan.
We're heading into the forest now to look for the hijab fairy. What story has she got for us today?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm the hijab fairy, and today I'm going to introduce another beautiful young girl and her experiences with hijab. Are you ready to watch with me? Let's go.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shabana Habibullah, and this is my hijab story. I started wearing a headscarf at 11 years old. I got inspired by a lady who was giving a lecture. The speech really got me. The following week, I went to school wearing a headscarf. Nobody judged me and I felt really proud of my religion. It made me become a different person, and when I wear it, I feel amazing.
I hope you enjoyed watching her video. I'll see you again soon for another hijab story. Lots of love and du'as.
Yom Ram, the day of sorrow. This is the day that marks the destruction of the al-Baqi cemetery by the Saudi king on 21st of April 1926. Al-Baqi is where 4 imams are buried, as well as other members of the Ahlul Bayt.
We've almost reached the end of our show, but still we have one more stop to make.
That's right, so let's go to Up in the Clouds.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم وفر حظي فيه من النوافل وأكرمني فيه بحذار المسائل وقرب فيه وسيلتي إليك من بين الوسائل يا من لا يشغله إلهاء الملهين
We should make the most of the month by reciting the recommended supplications and prayers.
On that note, here's a dua for the 27th day of Ramadan on your screens, which you can follow with us. O Allah, on this day, bestow on me the blessings of the night of Qadr. Change my affairs from being difficult to being easy. Accept my apologies and lessen my sins and burdens, O the Most Kind, with His upright servants.
Well, that's all we seem to have time for today. If you want to be part of this show, then email CABTV@ahlulbayt.tv.
You can also catch any episodes you've missed on ahlulbayt.tv.
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you again tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.
أنا أحبك يا شهر الخير لأنك أحلى أيامي أحب أزور أحبابي وأخوالي وعمامي أنا أحبك يا شهر الخير لأنك أحلى أيامي أنا أحبك يا شهر الخير